Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Today we're going deep on a topic that I'm sure a lot of you are thinking about, and that is the role of AI in modernizing these huge legacy software systems.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of insights from Great Migrations, a company that's right in the thick of all this. And it seems like they've got some pretty strong opinions on whether AI is really the magic bullet that a lot of folks are making it out to be.
It really is fascinating how much hype there is around AI right now.
Yeah.
It seems like it's being touted as the solution to just about every problem, and software modernization is certainly no exception.
Right. Yeah. Because on the surface, it makes sense, right? AI is really good at finding patterns, optimizing process, all those things that seem perfect for kind of untangling that mess of legacy code.
Absolutely. And yet, when we dig a little deeper, I think the picture gets a little more complicated. Large legacy systems, the kind we're talking about here, present some unique challenges that pure AI just isn't equipped to handle on its own, at least not yet.
Okay, so what's so different about these legacy systems that makes AI struggle? Is it just the sheer size of the code base?
Well, size definitely plays a role. Imagine a program with millions of lines of code, all intertwined and built on technology that might be decades old. But it goes beyond just volume. The real issue is the complexity. These systems have evolved over time, often with multiple developers adding their own logic and workarounds. It's like trying to decipher a language where the rules keep changing.
So even for a human developer, that sounds like a nightmare, let alone an AI trying to make sense of it all.
And let's not forget that these legacy systems often run critical parts of businesses. So any mistakes during modernization could have huge consequences. It's not a playground where you can just let an AI loose and see what happens.
So where does Great Migrations fit into all of this? They seem to be advocating for kind of a more measured approach, right?
Absolutely. They've developed a tool called gmStudio. And their argument is that it's not about replacing AI or human developers.
Yeah.
It's about creating a system where they can work together effectively.
So it's like gmStudio is that bridge between the old messy legacy code and the shiny new world of AI-powered modernization.
That's a great way to put it. One of the key things gmStudio does is to help prepare the training data for the AI. It creates a structured, understandable model of the legacy system, almost like an architectural blueprint for a complex building.
I'm starting to see why that's so important. Without that blueprint, the AI is basically stumbling around in the dark, trying to understand a system that even humans struggle with.
Precisely. Think about it this way. If you were asked to renovate a historic building, but weren't given any plans, where would you even begin? You'd spend months just trying to figure out how everything fits together. gmStudio provides that crucial context for the AI so it can focus on the real work of modernization.
So gmStudio helps the AI understand the what of the legacy system, but how does it help with the how of actually modernizing the code?
Well, and another key feature of gmStudio is its ability to generate .NET code from the legacy system.
Yeah.
That's powerful, but quite different from modern languages. gmStudio acts as a translator, converting that code into its modern equivalent in C# while preserving the underlying business logic.
So instead of forcing the AI, gmStudio gives it something more familiar, something it can actually work with.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. gmStudio goes even further by helping it define coding standards and generating those supporting files, all those configurations and structures that are essential but often tedious to create. It's like gmStudio is handling all the groundwork, setting the stage for the AI to come in and do its magic.
This is all making a lot more sense now. It's not just about throwing AI at the problem. It's about creating the right environment, the right tools, so that AI and human developers can work together effectively.
That's the core of Great Migration's approach. And what's really exciting is that they're not stopping there. They have a whole initiative called gmStudio.ai that's actively researching even deeper integration of AI into their tools.
So it sounds like we're still in the early stages of this partnership between AI and traditional modernization techniques, but the potential is huge.
Absolutely. We're only just beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible when we combine the strengths of AI and human expertise.
Yeah.
It really is a fascinating time to be in software. It feels like we're on the cusp of a major shift in how we approach these massive modernization projects.
It's definitely exciting, but I'm also thinking about our listener, who might be in the thick of all this, maybe leading a team facing a mountain of legacy code. What's the real world takeaway for them from all this talk of AI and gmStudio?
Well, if you're in that situation, I think the most important takeaway is that you don't have to wait for AI to become some all-powerful, all-knowing solution to start making progress. You can start tackling your modernization challenges today using a combination of smart tools like gmStudio and the expertise of your development team.
So it's a more pragmatic, grounded approach that acknowledges the limitations of current AI while still leveraging its strengths.
Exactly. And I think it also highlights the importance of preparation and structure in these modernization efforts. You can't just point an AI at a giant code base and hope for the best. You need a solid foundation, a way to make sense of the complexity. And that's where tools like gmStudio come in.
It's like you were saying earlier with the building analogy. You need those blueprints before you start, knocking down walls.
Precisely. And for a development team, that kind of clarity can be a game changer. It can mean the difference between a modernization project that drags on for years and one that actually delivers tangible results in a reasonable time frame.
I bet that also has a big impact on morale, right? Nobody wants to be stuck maintaining a system that feels like it's held together by duct tape and prayers.
Absolutely. And when you empower developers with the right tools and processes, it not only makes their jobs easier, but it also frees them up to focus on the more creative and challenging aspects of software development.
So less time wrestling with legacy code and more time building the future.
Exactly. And that's where the real value of this approach lies. It's not about AI replacing developers. It's about AI augmenting their abilities, allowing them to be more productive, more innovative, and ultimately more fulfilled in their work.
You mentioned earlier that Great Migrations is really pushing the boundaries with gmstudio.ai. What are some of the specific areas they're exploring for the future?
Well, one area that's particularly exciting is deeper code understanding. Right now, most AI tools can analyze code at a syntactic level, meaning they can understand the grammar and structure of the code. But Great Migrations is working on AI models that can go beyond that to actually grasp the semantics of the code, its underlying meaning and intent.
So it's like the difference between reading a sentence in a foreign language and actually understanding what it means in context.
That's a great way to put it. And this semantic understanding is crucial because it allows AI to do things like automatically identify potential bugs, suggest more sophisticated refactoring patterns, and even generate new code based on high-level specifications.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly powerful. Are there any other areas where they're applying AI in this modernization process?
Another area they're focusing on is AI-powered testing and validation. Imagine an AI that can automatically generate test cases, execute them, and analyze the results to pinpoint potential issues, all with minimal human intervention.
That would be a huge time saver for any development team, especially when you're dealing with a complex legacy system.
Exactly. And it's not just about speed, it's about accuracy and thoroughness. And AI can often spot edge cases and potential problems that human testers might miss, leading to higher quality software and fewer bugs down the line.
It sounds like they're really pushing the limits of what's possible with AI and software modernization. It makes you wonder, though, as these tools get more advanced, what role will be left for human developers?
That's a question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
It's certainly a valid concern, but I believe that even with the most sophisticated AI, there will always be a need for human expertise in software development.
I'm curious to hear why you're so confident about that. What are the areas where you see humans continuing to play a crucial role?
Well, for one, I think AI will always struggle with understanding the complex business requirements and user needs that drive software development.
Yeah.
This requires, deep domain knowledge, empathy, and the ability to translate abstract concepts into concrete solutions. Qualities that are still very much in the realm of human intelligence.
So even if AI can write perfect code, it might not understand why that code is being written in the first place
Yeah.
or what problems it's supposed to solve for.
Exactly. AI can be great at optimizing for efficiency or following a set of rules, but it doesn't have the intuition or creativity to understand what makes software truly valuable to human.
That makes sense. Are there any other areas where you see that human touch being essential?
Absolutely. Another area where humans excel is in design thinking and user experience. Creating intuitive, engaging, and accessible software requires a deep understanding of human psychology and behavior, something that AI is is still far from mastering.
So AI might be able to build the engine of the software, but it takes a human to design the car around it, to make it something people actually want to use and enjoy.
I love that analogy. And finally, there's the ethical dimension of software development. As AI becomes more pervasive in our lives, we need humans to ensure that software is developed and used responsibly, fairly, and in a way that benefits society as a whole.
That's a really important point. AI can't make those kinds of value judgments, can it? It doesn't have a sense of right and wrong.
Not yet, anyway. We need humans in the loop to set the ethical guidelines, monitor for potential biases, and make sure that software is aligned with our values as a society.
So ultimately, it's not about AI versus humans. It's about finding the right balance, the right partnership, where each contributes their unique strengths.
Exactly. The future of software development is collaborative, and it's going to be incredibly exciting to see what we can achieve together.
This has been a really eye-opening conversation. We've really gone deep on kind of the technical side of things, but I'm wondering, what does all this mean for someone who's maybe not a software engineer, but works in a company that relies on these massive legacy systems?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think the key message for those folks is that modernization doesn't have to be this scary, disruptive process. It's not about ripping out everything you have and hoping for the best. With the right approach, it can be a smooth, iterative process that actually unlocks a lot of value for the business.
I'm intrigued by that idea of unlocked value. Can you give me some concrete examples of the benefits someone might see from modernizing their systems?
For starters, modernized systems tend to be much more efficient, which can translate into significant cost savings. They're also more scalable, so you can adapt to changing business needs more easily without having to constantly patch and tweak a creaky old system.
So it's about future-proofing the business in a lot of ways.
Precisely. It's about setting yourself up for success in the long term. And it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the people who use it. Modernized systems are often much more user-friendly, which can lead to increased productivity and happier employees.
It sounds like modernization has a ripple effect. It impacts the bottom line, security, even company culture.
And let's not forget the competitive advantage. Companies that embrace modernization are often able to innovate faster, respond to market changes more quickly, and deliver better customer experiences.
Yeah.
In today's fast-paced world, those advantages can make all the difference.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. We've gone from the nitty-gritty details of AI and gmStudio to the big picture impact on businesses and even society as a whole. Any final thoughts you want to leave our listener with?
If I could distill it down to one key takeaway, it would be this. The future of software is intelligent, collaborative, and human-centered. We have incredible tools at our disposal, but it's up to us to use them wisely. By harnessing the power of both AI and human ingenuity, we can create a future where technology empowers us to achieve amazing things.
Beautifully said. And for our listener who's eager to learn more about gmStudio and the future of software modernization, we'll have links to Great Migration's website in the show notes. They've got some fantastic resources there. And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to start your own deep dive into this fascinating world.
I certainly hope so. It's a truly exciting time to be involved in the world of software.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.